Feel your heart racing, 'cause everybody knows.
Hey everyone, it is Dr. Shereffa Clarke, and it is your favorite chiropractor, and it is Motivational Monday. Now, actually today, it is also something very special. It is my little brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Jovanny. He has turned 25 years old, and yes, he's still my little brother because he is, younger than I am, so that's my baby. So he done turned 25 today, so I want you to go ahead and, wish my brother a happy birthday. You can find him on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. So anyways, I did a meal prep for you guys today, and it is stuffed bell peppers. So this recipe was definitely new for me. This was my first time ever making it, and it turned out very well. It is very delicious, and it is very healthy because there's no carbs in it. It's basically protein and veggies. So I cannot wait to share this with you guys. I really hope that you love this stuffed mushroom, stuffed bell pepper, and it's made with ground turkey, mushrooms, as well as other spices and seasoning. Of course, I'm definitely going to link the ingredients as well as how to make it in the description box. And of course, I'm going to walk you through making these stuffed bell peppers. And again, it is a meal prep. It is a meal prep to last 6 days. So for it to last basically this whole week, so that again, I work long hours. I am a chiropractor. I work long hours. So when I get home, the last thing I want to worry about or think about is what I'm going to eat for dinner. I'm able to pop something out and put it in the microwave and eat it real quick, so I have some time to unwind that night without having to worry about cooking, as well as I'm able to save more money because I'm not out here spending money purchasing things when I have already prepared my meal for the whole week. So I hope you guys enjoy this meal prep. I want you to go ahead, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think of my recipe, and let me know if you're going to try it or if you're going to even tweak my recipe. I definitely strive to be better at anything that I do. So if you find a recipe that could be even better than mine, go ahead and let me know. All right. So I want you to go ahead and watch this video, and I will talk to you soon. Oh yeah, remember, subscribe, hit notification bell, and of course, like this video and share this video. Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay, so first of all, I just want to wish you a blessed week. I hope that everything that you have been praying for, I hope that everything that you have been asking God for, I hope that everything that you've been working towards is coming into fruition. I know that even though things might not seem like it's working, just believe it is. I just wanted to give you that little bit of inspiration today. Just believe that God is working it out on your behalf. Continue to have faith, continue to pray, and continue to work. Okay. All right. So here I am setting the oven to 400 to preheat. And as you can see, I am washing the bell peppers. And now when I meal prep for about 1 week, so about at least 6 days, because after 6 days I pretty much get over it. So I have 6 bell peppers because 1 bell pepper would be one meal. And as far as I told you, the meat that I used was ground turkey. Now, as far as the meat goes, when I went to the store, I found those kind of ground turkey. I actually wanted the larger packaging, or the more fresh, the one that comes in the meat case ground turkey that they grind up in the back. That's what I actually was looking for, but however, I got to the store late and that's what they had, so I had to make it work. Now, because I'm working with raw meat, I tend to like to clean up with Clorox wipes, so I do clean up a lot when I'm cooking, especially with meat, with Clorox wipe, because to make sure that there aren't any kind of cross-contamination, bacteria. I just try to keep it clean, keep it safe, keep it healthy. So I do use a lot of Clorox wipes when I'm cooking, and that's just in general. This is pre-corona, honey. This is in general. Or I have a little bleach water mixture that I use to clean up. So some kind of bleach, when I'm cooking, that I'm using to clean. So I washed the bell peppers. Now I could not find any green bell peppers, which is crazy because green bell peppers, normally they're easy to come by, but I didn't find any, so I pretty much only had orange, yellow, and red, which, I mean, bell pepper is a bell pepper, but you know, I wanted green also, you know, for the color effect. But these ones, I mean, they're large and they did what it needed to do. So over here you see that I'm actually mincing up some onion, as well as I'm going to be mincing up some garlic, which later on you will see that this minced spices and seasonings is going to be placed into the ground turkey meat. So before you saw, I had 2 containers of that ground turkey meat, and each of those containers, each of those little tubes was 16 ounces each. Each of them was 16 ounces of ground turkey meat, which, you know, of course, once you cook it down and all the fat comes out of it, you already know that the volume of meat goes down significantly. That's how, when you make any kind of ground beef or ground turkey, that's what's gonna happen. So that's why I got those 2 tubes, because I already know that it's gonna cut down to half of that once you actually cook the meat, and you know, you end up throwing that fat off after you actually cook the meat down. So right now I'm actually seasoning the ground turkey. So I use Mrs. Dash. Now the original recipe that I found did not call for the Mrs. Dash and other things, but I also, you know, I tweaked it. I did it to my liking, what I like. So I'm putting the stove on about medium high, and that's what I'm gonna cook that ground turkey on. So basically all I'm cooking in there, I put some Mrs. Dash, some, I think, garlic powder, and then the minced onions and the minced garlic. That's all I put in there, and I'm cooking that down so I can start browning that ground turkey meat. Now here I am cutting up these bell peppers. You know, I got to take out the spine, you know, take all that stuff out. And of course, again, I continue to wash them. So as I open it up and I'm taking everything out, I'm washing it, and then I'm putting them over there in that green bowl as I'm going through these process. Now, I love bell peppers. I love cooked bell peppers. Let me make that clear. I don't care for raw bell peppers like that much. I really like it cooked. And I think the reason why I don't really like it raw, if I'm being honest, when we were younger, you know, my mom put a lot of raw bell peppers in the salad, and it was like, you have to eat it. And I think since then, I was just like, yeah, that's not for me. I think probably because I had to eat it when I was younger, and I literally choked through eating the raw bell pepper. Now as an adult, I try not to eat it. I generally cook it. Like, I generally don't eat it raw. If it's raw, it is minced. When I say minced, I mean it's cut up so tiny, and it's lathered in dressing that I don't even know the difference. I'm just keeping it real when it comes to that. All right, so I'm just finishing the last few bell peppers here. And once I get them all cut up, I think I'm gonna actually finish rinsing all that. And I mean, it's gonna be good. Like, now right now I'm actually about to line my pan, because I'm going to put, you know, the bell peppers in the pan, because so now the ground turkey is cooking, and then the first part of the recipe calls for me to bake the bell peppers in the oven for 20 minutes without anything in it. So I put them in the foil pan, and at first I was really worried that everything wasn't going to fit. I thought I was going to have to use 2 pans, but the way I kind of organized it, everything fit on the baking tin. So I was happy about that. So I'm actually going to bake these bell peppers for about 20 minutes, and I'm here setting the timer on my microwave so that I could have that going. Now while that is going, I'm still cooking that, and right now I minced up some mushrooms, and I'm about to, I think right now the meat is pretty much done cooking, so I'm just basically draining off all that excess fat that the meat produced inside of the sink. And you know what, after this process was done, man, I don't know if I showed it on video or not, but I cleaned that sink, honey. I cleaned that thing so good, because yes, the meat is now cooked, but I have this weird thing about meat, and yeah, I just have this issue. So I really cleaned that sink down. So now to my pot, I'm adding diced tomatoes. Not diced, I'm adding pre-cooked tomatoes in the can, 2 cans. and then also some tomato paste. So this is some tomato paste, and I think the recipe called for like 1 tablespoon, but I put way more than 1 tablespoon because I felt like I needed more. And then of course here is my diced up mushrooms. It was supposed to be, I think it's 2 cups of diced mushrooms, but I probably had a little bit more in there. And that burner is on about medium high still. So now I'm adding garlic powder to that mixture, onion powder. I believe I did add some additional Mrs. Dash to this, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, garlic powder, onion powder, some additional Mrs. Dash, because one thing I like about Mrs. Dash, it gives your food flavor. However, there is no salt in Mrs. Dash. This is actually red pepper flakes. So red pepper flakes was added, which, you know, that definitely put a little bit of spice in there, but it wasn't too much of a spice, so it was really good. And again, when you do your own recipe, you could put the red pepper flakes in there to your liking. Here, it was supposed to be like 2 tablespoons of parsley, but I did more because I like greens. So I just chopped up a whole bunch, way more than 2 tablespoons. Bay leaves. It was supposed to be like a teaspoon, so I just took about 3 leaves and I just broke it up. And you know what? That bay leaf, the bay leaf gave it like this extra special taste. It was really good. And then this is oregano, and I think I put about 2 tablespoons of oregano in there. So all these different spices in here, I mean, come on now, you know that is something that's going to be just great. And I put like just a tad of salt. So now I'm basically mixing everything up. As you can see, I done spilled some of that. So I'm mixing everything up, chopping up those tomatoes, because those are like chunky cooked tomatoes. So I'm chopping up the tomato and everything. And I'm just gonna actually, once everything is stirred in, I'm gonna actually let this pot sit here for about 20 minutes to cook down. So, you know, the meat was already cooked, the tomatoes are cooked, the onions are cooked, so I'm basically just adding in the vegetables and allowing everything to simmer and cook together. So I'm gonna just, you know, I stir this thing really good, because I mean, y'all already know when it comes to cooking, especially when I'm trying a new recipe like this, I try to make sure that I put my best foot forward, you know, especially when, you know, so when I get my husband, honey, you know, I be on point, okay? But yeah, this looks so beautiful, like all the colors. You know you're a person who like to cook when you're looking at the colors that this food is creating. It's funny, but yeah, that's funny. Like, yeah, but this thing, let me tell you, this right here tastes so good. Like, I can't wait to make it again. I cannot wait. So over there you see I have my and I added more tomato paste to it, but over there you see I already took the bell peppers out of the oven, and I don't think I showed this part on video, but when you bake the bell peppers, it formed like the moisture pooled into the bell pepper, so I had to throw out all the liquids that was actually inside of there. So I threw out all those extra liquids. So here I'm about to start layering my meat with my different cheeses. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to place basically a 1/4 cup full of meat mixture in each bell pepper. So that's a 1/4 cup. I love measuring cups, honey, especially for times like this. So each bell pepper is going to get about a 1/4 cup of that mixture. Look at that texture, look at that color. Oh, so amazing. So amazing. See, look at that one tomato, like some of those tomatoes didn't get smashed completely, but you know what? It all worked. It tasted really good. I enjoyed eating this meal. Look at that. All right, so there you go. All got about a quarter of the meat mixture. Now this is the ricotta cheese, and this is the fat-free ricotta cheese. So each one, that's about a tablespoon that I'm putting on each bell pepper, and I'm just gonna kind of put a tablespoon of each. I'm gonna just kind of smooth it out across each one. So I'm just gonna smooth that ricotta cheese across it using the butter knife, just to make sure it's evenly spread out, so that you're getting that in pretty much every bite. Because I did eat this with a knife and fork. When it's I took my knife and fork and I cut them up in sections so that every bite I had a bite of everything. It's just amazing. There we go, everything nice and smoothed out. Look at that. Look at that perfectionist working, just making sure, getting all the ricotta cheese out. Okay, so now you put additional meat. So you put about another tablespoon of meat. So you do the 1/4 cup of meat, then you put the tablespoon of ricotta cheese, and then you put another tablespoon of that meat mixture on it. And you know what? I followed my recipe. I actually did my recipe a little bit more than what the initial recipe called for, but it was perfect for my bell peppers, for all the bell peppers I had. It was perfect, because I think I also had more bell peppers than what the recipe called for too, but it worked out real perfect as far as how much meat mixture and everything was there. It worked out really, really well. Look at that. So now I'm putting mozzarella cheese on top. Now it was supposed to be a tablespoon, but as you can see, I got rid of that. I just started using my fingers. I measured about what I, in my mind, thought a tablespoon was. But according to the recipe, I should have used that whole bag on all the bell peppers, which I ended up doing. So I roughly did what it was supposed to be, because I think it was supposed to be 1 or 2 tablespoons on each bell pepper, and it worked out. I got, everything was covered with the mozzarella cheese. And again, this mozzarella cheese is the Part-Skim mozzarella cheese, so it's not the full mozzarella cheese. I try to make sure that it was either very, very low dairy. So now I'm gonna put this in the oven to bake for about 12 minutes. So this is the mixture baking for about 12 minutes. Now here, I'm taking it back out. Everything is nice and melted. Look at that. Look at that. So now I have the Parmesan cheese. So on there, you put in about a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese on top. Look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful. So you put about a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. And after putting the Parmesan cheese on, I'm going to also put a sprinkle of Italian seasoning over that Parmesan cheese. And I think it said like maybe a teaspoon, but what I put was more than a teaspoon. I wanted everything to be nice and coated, so I just, poured it until I thought it looked nice, until I felt like it had enough Italian seasoning on it. That's how I coated it. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the oven for 5 more minutes, and then it will be completed. So as you can see, there was a lot of steps of putting it in and out of the oven, the bell peppers, to get it completely completed. So 5 more minutes in the oven. I'm gonna set my timer, and we will have our stuffed bell peppers, or really and truly our lasagna bell peppers. So yes, I'm really excited. I am super hungry. So let me stop talking and put this thing in the oven, honey. Alright, so here's our finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Have a blessed week again. Talk to you guys soon.